It's been months since we broke up. Is it too late? Hey guys, my name is Danny and I'm your life and relationship coach. And I wanted to talk today about the timeline, right? This feeling that a lot of people have when they have not been with their ex for quite some time. And I understand, right? I get the concern of feeling that the longer time goes, the less likely you're going to be able to get back with your ex. And it's a rational fear, right? It's a legitimate fear, and I empathize because it can be difficult, especially when you're in this kind of limbo type of state. So one of the first things that I like to tell my clients when they ask me this question, like, is it too late? Has it been too long? Is there even a possibility for us to get back together? Do they even remember me? Do they care about me at all? Is a relationship something that's even on their mind? It's about changing your mindset, because if you just allow yourself to think about all of the negative things, if you allow yourself to think about the negative emotions and the fears and the what ifs and the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and start to create all of these theoreticals in your mind, all you are doing is creating a negative feedback loop for yourself. And part of re-attracting your partner is utilizing the law of attraction. So visualizing, manifesting, telling yourself that it is a possibility, allowing yourself to believe that you will have the opportunity to get your ex back at some point. So for me, it's not so much about hyper focusing on the timeline and how long it's been. It's how are you processing that time? How are you perceiving your reality? How are you perceiving the situation? How do you view yourself? How do you view your partner? And how do you view the chances of you actually getting back with that person? Now, I understand changing your mindset can be very difficult. And oftentimes what ends up happening is that people have two types of mindsets. It's either a negative mindset or a positive mindset. And a negative mindset is when people say, I can't do this, it's too hard, it's impossible, it's not gonna happen, right? A positive mindset is saying, yes, I can do this. Yes, this is a possibility. Okay, I'm being confronted with an issue right now. How can I solve it? What is the solution? So if you find yourself in a negative mindset, make the conscious effort to change that. Make the conscious effort to shift to a more positive mindset. And instead of telling yourself, am I too late? Yes, I am too late. I'm not going to be able to get them back. Say, no, I am going to get my ex back. There is a possibility. I can do this. Timing doesn't really matter at this point. It's more so about the energy that you put out to re-attract your ex. The second part is breakup recovery timelines are all variable, right? So I have seen circumstances in which people have broken up for a month and gotten back together. I have seen circumstances and situations where people have been broken up for a year or 2 years and get back together, right? There is not one single way in which this rolls out or this unfolds, right? It's different for every single person, and there's many reasons for why it's different. So the severity of the breakup, what were the reasons, right? Was there toxicity in the relationship? Was there infidelity that was involved? Had you guys not built a strong enough foundation as friends before the breakup? So it's difficult for you to kind of, reconnect and bond. There are many different variables here, but at the end of the day, if you focus on the timeline, if you focus on all of those different things, you're not really doing yourself a service, right? You're actually doing yourself a disservice, and you're not actually doing the work that you should be doing during the period in which you are trying to get your ex back. And we talk about this all the time, right? So this is technically a no contact period or a radio silence period or whatever you have decided to exercise. And maybe it's been a month, maybe it's been 3 months, maybe it's been 6 months, right? And you haven't had any contact with your ex. There should be an emphasis on self-reflection and being a little bit more introspective and really understanding yourself, right? Because at the end of the day, if you don't necessarily know how you operate emotionally, if you haven't really kind of dug in deep to the root of some of your issues, if you don't know what your needs are, if you don't know what your expectations are, if you don't know how to set healthy boundaries, when the opportunity presents itself for you to be able to re-attract your ex, if you have not done the work, you're not going to be able to maintain and sustain that relationship. So I oftentimes tell people, don't worry about the timeline. Don't look at the timeline. Now, does it play a role in this? Of course it does, to a certain degree. If you are in a short-term relationship of 2 months or of 3 months, I'm not going to advise or recommend that you go into no contact period for 2 or 3 months, right? Because you haven't had enough time in the relationship to build a solid foundation, to build enough memories that you are more connected to that individual, and it's harder for you to get over them, right? So again, the no contact period is variable. But if you've been in a long-term relationship for a few years and you go into a no contact for 30 days, I'm not going to be too concerned of the other individual or your ex just forgetting about you, because it doesn't work that way, right? You've built memories, you've built a foundation in the relationship. You were striving towards certain things together. So there's a lot here to miss, and there's a lot to reminisce on, which actually connects you and bonds you, even when you are not speaking to your ex. So understand the timeline is variable, and don't hyper focus on that, because if you do, you're going to drive yourself crazy, because we can't control time, right? We can't control the outcome of the future. The only thing that we can really do is ground ourselves in the present moment, take control of what we can control, and do our best to grow as individuals. And that will put you in a position where you are more likely to be able to reattract your ex. And as I mentioned before, right, the third part of all of this is, have you worked on yourself, right? Have you focused on self-care and self-development? If you have not, and you've basically just kind of been sitting back waiting for the no contact period to end, waiting for your ex to reach out to you, waiting for there to be a situation or a circumstance that presents itself that you can reconnect with your ex, right? If you have not done the work, if you have not laid down the groundwork or the foundation to be able to maintain and sustain the relationship, the no contact period really didn't serve a purpose, right? And I say this many times, no contact periods suck. There's no way around it, right? They suck. They hurt. They may cause anxiety, stress. You feel like you're in limbo. You don't have control of the situation. But again, it's also a matter of mindset. Understanding that you actually are very much in control. You're not out of control. The fact that you can exercise the patience and the ability to not reach out to your ex is control in and of itself. But throughout that period, you should be self-reflecting. And it's something that I have deemed as the 3 R's. And that's usually what I recommend for my clients during this period. And it's the reevaluation phase, the reinvestment phase, right? And the reinvention phase. And basically what you were doing is you were evaluating where you are in your life, how you're feeling. Are you in a good place emotionally? Are there things that you know you need to work on that you haven't worked on and you actively want to work on them, right? The reinvestment phase is when you are turning the mirror on yourself and you're really kind of investing energy back into yourself. So maybe there are hobbies that you haven't done in a while that you used to really love and you want to do them again. Maybe there's something that you were really good at that you want to start doing, so you start to feel good about yourself. It's about building your self-confidence, your self-esteem, and getting to a place mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually where you are at peace with yourself. You are confident with yourself. You feel like you have a strong sense of self-identity again. And once you get to that place, that is really where the magic happens. That is really where the attraction kicks in, right? The law of attraction. That's really where the visualization, the manifestation really starts to kick in. And you're able to approach the situation from a different perspective and a different mindset. So again, like I said, it's not so much about the timeline. I mean, again, I understand the concern, but I want you guys to understand that it's so much more than just that. And the last and final one, obviously, and I had mentioned it in, I believe, point number 2, is just the severity of the breakup, right? Was it a bad breakup? Was there a lot of animosity? Was there a lot of resentment? Was there verbal abuse? Was there, some form of emotional abuse? Was there infidelity? Was there cheating? Was there a break of trust? Whatever the case may be, right? If it was a severe breakup and you guys just really got to a point where you were just hurting each other, it's going to take a lot of time. It's going to take more than 30 days, than 60 days, than 80 days, right? It's going to take a while for you to be able to heal. And for the two of you guys to create enough time and space and separation that when you come back together, that animosity and that hatred and that resentment and that frustration is not there anymore. Now, if it wasn't that severe, if it was minor and it was just little things and maybe there was disagreements, maybe you guys didn't share the same interests, the no contact period isn't going to go for is not going to go as long, right? But at the end of the day, like I said, it's variable. It depends on your circumstance and your situation. If you like this video, if you related to this video, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe button down below. I love to have open dialogue with people. So if there's any comments that you have, any opinions, any questions that you may have, drop them down below. I try to read as many as I can, and I try to respond as many as I can as well. Maybe you just want more information. You want more detail. You can visit us at www.withmyexagain.com, where we have a multitude of different articles, blogs, and videos related to this subject and many other subjects as well. If you want to book a one-on-one coaching session with myself or any of the other amazing coaches, you can also do that directly through the website. Again, my name is Danny. I'm your life and relationship coach. Hope you guys are staying happy and healthy, and I'll see you soon.